This video, I'm going to break down for you all the different kinds of teeps you can use and when they're sort of useful for, like the scenario based for what kind of teeps you should use, okay? If you go back on my page a little bit more, there's some drills in there also that I already put up a while ago, which is giving you 3 different kinds of drills that you can use for your teeping. So if you want to go back and look at that first, I suggest that you do. But for this video, we're going to break down the different kinds of teeps, right? So first one, we're going to go from a static stance. A static stance means I'm not going to move my legs inwards before I teep. You see a lot of guys these days, they bring the leg in and then they teep from here. I don't want to do that, yeah? It's a different kind of teep and we don't want to bring that leg in, because if the person's advancing towards us when we're teeping, we're going to end up in a position where our leg's like this and it's not fully extended when we're teeping, so we haven't got the full power of our hips or our leg, all right? So you're going to stand in your stance. I want you to swing the bag a little bit, okay? So the bag's like a person, it's coming to meet your shot, all right? We're going to stand in position just like this, and all we're going to do from here, without moving the right leg here, we're going to keep this nice and flat. We're going to lift the front leg up, knee nice and high to the chest. Imagine your knees going to your nipple, okay? Like you're going over something. This is going to help with your extension, okay? So again, I'm here, I'm just lifting from there and pushing my toes in, pushing my hips in, all right? And again, so I'm here, lift the leg, boom, press. Making sure I'm getting good extension on the hips and I've got a nice, strong standing back leg, boom, there. Make sure with this, you're poking the toes into the stomach. A lot of times when we're going through our teeps, we're putting the foot on the person or the bag that we want to push away, and then we're starting to push. This is a stabbing motion, all right? So I'm using it like a knife in the stomach with my toes. And again, I'm here in position, boom, there, nice and sharp. One more, boom, yeah? Again, the hips, the body, you can tilt the shoulders back a little bit to get a little bit more extension from your hips. But the toes are very important, that stabbing motion is very important, and don't move the leg in too close. If you move the leg in too close, what might happen is I end up here. Yeah, I'm too close. This is a teep where you're gonna meet someone as they step in, all right? This is the first one. Now let's go to the second one. The second one is gonna be, there's 2 kind of ways you can do this. The one that I said we're not doing on the first one, so bringing the foot in like an L shape to the other foot and pushing, or as well, this can be used, you can also step all the way through the front leg, right? So if someone's quite far away, you can really step through the shot and then draw it from there. So it's sort of, your front leg becomes a back leg teep then, and you're gonna gain a lot more power from that. The more you can step through, the more momentum you're gonna have. Yeah, it's gonna make it a lot more powerful, all right? So on this one, all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring the back leg in first, okay? I wanna create an L shape for my feet, and then from here, I wanna push from there. So again, we're here, I'm waiting, I'm getting the timing, I'm stepping, boom, there. And again, I'm getting the timing, I'm stepping, boom. Yeah, and again, I'm getting the timing, step, boom. One more, step, boom. Yeah? What this does is it brings your back leg underneath the torso. That means you're not going to fall back off the shot, right? When you want to step through, okay, it's really important that you don't step through and leave the body back. If you step through and you leave the body back, if you've got any sort of resistance on the person when you're teeping them, you're gonna fall out of the shot. Remember, your shoulders, your torso and your leg, they need to be in the same line, right? Because again, any sort of resistance, we're gonna fall off the shot. We don't want that. We wanna have a strong base after we teeped and when we teep, right? So again, I'm gonna step all the way through, boom, and then push. And again, step through, boom, back to position. Yeah, and again, boom. One more, boom, back to position. When you fall down off the shot, you can do 2 things. You can either fall forward or you can fall back into southpaw, which I like to do, and then go back to your position. I just find like I get more range after I've teeped them. If I'm gonna throw a shot after the teep, obviously land forward into your stance and then go to your shots. But for me, if I push them back, I would like to gauge a little bit of range. So if they step back in after I've teeped or I've pushed them back, I've got time to react, yeah? You always wanna, I feel like this is a really big thing. The more time you have to react to the person, the easier it's gonna be to block, to defend, to counter, to step, yeah? So, and again, first one, I just bring the foot in like an L shape here, boom, back, yeah? Foot in, boom, extend, all right? Now we'll go to the step through, then we'll fall back into southpaw. Here, boom, back, and back out, okay? So that's for someone's a little bit longer than me, or they're a little bit further away, and I wanna cover some range on the teep. And also, it can be used in any sense, right? When you're doing this, it really goes into a lot of stuff. So if I step through here, I might want to throw a low kick on the instead of teeping next time, you know? So if I'm here like this, I step through, boom, I'm back here. Next time I might step, boom, and then kick the leg, or step back, boom, kick the body, or step, boom, boom, boom. Yeah? This is Muay Thai, so everything does go into everything. It's scenario based. Yeah. So again, I'm gonna go step in, boom, there, and again, step through, boom, and again, step through, boom. Yeah. This is more of a stab and a push because I'm trying to get distance in between me and the person. All right. The third one we're gonna go through is a hop-in teep. Okay. So when you're doing the hop-in teep, you're gonna hop that back leg in and you're gonna connect it to the floor as you connect your front foot with the person. So just an example here, I always like to start by lifting my leg first. So I'll hold my leg like here, bounce it a little bit, then I will hop, boom, back down, yeah? And again, lift, boom, hop. Lift, boom, hop, yeah? The distance that you hop is dependent on where the person is, right? But for me, they might be walking back in, I might be a little bit far away, I might not be able to step really deep, so I might just add that little hop in there just so I can gauge a little bit more range on it and cover my distance. It can be that much, it can be that much, it doesn't matter, yeah? You've just got to make sure that when you're connecting your foot with that bag or the person, you need to be connecting your right foot to the floor at the same time. So there is like a connection with the floor and a connection with the person's body at the same time. So it's boom, boom. It hits the exact same time. If it doesn't hit at the exact same time, what's gonna happen? You are gonna just fall back off of the shot because you've got nothing underneath you. So you're gonna connect with the person, it's gonna push you back while your foot's connecting with the floor. So you need a really good connection to the floor with this, and same time as you're connecting with the body. Okay, and remember, as always, hips in, everything like that, good technique. So again, I'm gonna hop, boom, back, out, and again, hop, boom. It's really good off a block as well, like if you're blocking, you block here, boom, boom, little hop. And again, blocking, boom, and again, blocking, boom. Okay, the last one we're gonna go into, okay, is the back leg teep. Now, there is two ways to do the back leg teep, all right? There is a stabbing motion with the toes, and there is a push motion. When I do the back leg teep, I like to aim sort of here for the push motion, and I like to aim here with the stabbing motion. So a little bit more centered on the stabbing motion with my toes, and a little bit flat angle with the foot, so my toes will be pointing out here, and my heel will be here. It's a really nice shot, especially off of a jab, because I can jab the person, jab, and as I jab, I lift that back leg up, and then I drive it in. My foot's gonna come out at an angle, so I've got more surface area to hit. If I don't have a lot of surface area, what sometimes might happen with like a back leg teep, I might slip and come off that way, boom. And then obviously I'm in a really bad position if I want to defend or I want to do something after, right? So just an example on this. Again, you can flick the jab out a little bit if you want, here, boom, there, and now I point my toes out to the side, boom, boom. Yeah, and again, boom, boom. One more, boom, boom. Yeah, so I'm sort of driving my my whole foot into the side of their body. When you go to the stabbing motion, you just change the angle of the foot. The knee comes up pretty much the same, all right? Comes up here like this. It's sort of as if you're blocking. And this shot is really good also for if you're like lifting the leg like this, lifting the leg, then boom, boom. It's the same motion as if you're blocking, all right? You want to change the angle, like I said, you want to make it a stabbing motion. You just point the toes a little bit more forward. So you point your toes like that, so it's more of a stab into the gut, into the stomach, right? Yeah, and again, the angle's the same. Yeah, and again. Okay, so try these out, see which one works best for you. A lot of people, they don't know, they just think a teep is a teep, where there's a lot of different kinds of teeps. Most of it is different footwork for each one. So the footwork is going to be different, whether you step really far past, if you've got a lot of range, a lot of distance, step really through and you want to get the shot heavy to push them away. Sometimes stabbing the toes in to make it really, especially if you get, with the stabbing motion, if you get really low on the belly, like the bladder area, you're going to find that it might not stop the person, but they're really going to be hesitant to walk in on anything and really plant their feet and go, because every time they get poked in that stomach and it's like stab, 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 that it's just going to stop them coming forward. Yeah, again, you might not stop them, but it's something, you're taking away a weapon. Yeah, you're taking away them stepping in like that because they're scared of it. Then you can start faking off it and go into your other shots, or even stabbing, and then boom, and then big teep down the middle. Yeah, so just a few different things to make you think about when you're teeping someone, your range, how to teep correctly. And as I said before, there is a video back on my page where you can go through the 3 drills that I suggest. They're really good drills, and they'll help with just your technique of your teep and your balance, all right? Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. And yeah, let me know what you'd like for me to cover next.